In today's session of Divorce Court, Candy thought Daryl was something special the moment they met. But after 7 months of marriage, she wants a divorce, and she says she should have seen it coming.
On our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to Havenhold to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
I mean, everybody's supposed to be happy. So I'm like, I guess I do.
And I guess he was telling you right then, I guess I'm going to be faithful. I guess I'm going to be committed.
Exactly.
I guess I'm going to love you.
And she says Daryl would rather have phone sex than have real sex with her.
He was calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my phone.
It was a chat line, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows what a chat line is.
Do you have the number?
It's right here on the phone bill.
Come with me. I want to dial this number.
Now Candy wants Daryl to pay in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Maybelline Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Candy Harris versus Daryl Hargrove. Ms. Harris, I'm advised that after 7 months of marriage, you're filing for divorce.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
so soon?
There's been a lot of pain and suffering on my behalf.
How much pain can you get in 7 months?
A lot. From day one, on our wedding day, when the judge asked if he would take me to Havenhold to be his lawful wedded wife, he said, I guess.
He said, I guess?
He said, I guess, rather than I do, and that hurt me. I was
So why
crying.
did you leave down the aisle? Should have walked out. What happened?
I loved him. And he told me that he was joking, but that's the way he's taken the whole marriage, as a joke. And I don't feel like I should have to go through it anymore. I don't feel like I can take it anymore.
I think 7 months you took it, that was pretty good. What about that, Mr. Hargrove? You said, I guess, instead of I do, and you thought it was a joke?
No, ma'am. Well, she knew. I mean, she didn't know, but, I mean, it was just something. I mean, it was nothing intent on, making her cry, making her feel sad. It just took pressure off of me.
Took pressure off you to say, I guess.
I'm saying, well, I mean, not saying it in a bad way like she said it was. I mean, it's supposed to be a nice day. I mean, everybody's supposed to be happy. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I do. And he's like,
So that means
and then
you
I'm
have
like,
to be the jokester.
okay, well, you knew that from day one. I was
But
like
that's
that.
not the point.
Okay, well.
If I said I do, you could have said I do too.
Okay.
Well, maybe he didn't mean it. Did you mean it?
No, I didn't. That's the part that she's feeling
No,
understanding.
I mean, maybe you didn't mean that you do.
Well, I mean,
Did you
if
feel
you
like
figure,
that?
well, if it got to the point of all the nagging about me going out every weekend, nagging
We're
about
newlyweds. We don't spend any time together.
nagging, that's the reason why we don't spend time together.
Because you go out.
Okay, well,
And the reason he's going out because he said, I guess. And I guess he was telling you right then, I guess I'm going to be faithful. I guess I'm going to be committed. I guess
Exactly.
I'm going to love you.
well,
right,
therefore,
Mr. Hargrove?
no, therefore, I look at it like, I mean, I did love her, and I still do.
He
but
said he
from
did.
that point,
But you weren't
I mean,
ready to forsake your friends.
I was.
You
but
weren't,
therefore,
because if you
it
were,
was
you
like I
wouldn't still be
said, it
going
was
to the
just a
club
lot of
and
nagging.
hanging out with your friends.
How much
know.
nagging can you do in 7 months?
A lot. Living
Like
with
what?
her, a lot. Living
Well,
with her, a lot.
if you were
Like
doing your
what?
part, I wouldn't nag you.
Just nagging about where you going.
If
What
you
time
would
are
be
you
a
coming
man
home?
to take responsibility,
What are you
I
gonna?
would not
What are you
nag
going
you.
out?
Hold
Why
on,
you going?
Ms. Harris. Let me hear what he has to say about nagging in 7
Who are you
months.
going out with? What time you coming home? What are y'all going to do? I mean, she's asking me questions. I mean, I don't even tell my mother when I go out. Okay, I'm going out.
You don't marry your mother either, do you?
No.
So why
I mean-
can't you tell her where you're going? Is it a secret?
No, it's not a secret. Because when she go out, she don't tell me where she going. Oh, she put on these little
Little
outfits that she wear. Like she went shopping on 42nd Street somewhere.
What's the significance of that?
Well, it's an area where all the whores and everybody.
oh,
So you're
now
calling
you're
me
calling
a
her
whore.
No, I'm not saying, but when she go, you gotta see her dress the way she do with these little skimpy outfits to honestly say, well, is she normal or is she trying to be like everybody else?
I'm trying to be
Well,
like
excuse
myself.
me, maybe you're going out. What are you going out? When you go out all
Just
the time, what
going
you
out.
going to look at?
He does not
Huh?
just go look
When
at
you're-
nothing.
Yeah, when you're going out, what kind of women attract you?
I'm
Any
not going
kind
out.
that'll lay
If
in the
I'm
bed
going
with
out
him
with-
on the first night of meeting him.
Ooh. Any kind that'll lay in the bed with
Anytime,
him.
because
Okay.
he'll tell me he's going to his friend's house or whatever. He'll call me at like 10 o'clock and say, well, I'm on my way home. All his friends live within 5 to 10 minutes away from the house. He'll tell me, well, At 10 o'clock, he'll call. He'll say, I'm on my way home. 2 hours later, he's still not here.
If
He
we're-
was-
if
It
we're
takes a
sitting
long
up
way
there-
around.
If we're sitting up there drinking, of course.
Because
If I tell you 10 minutes, it could be an
All right,
hour.
Mr. Hargrove, I know you're excited, but I have to listen to one of you at a time.
I know my husband. He'll take 3 showers a day.
You know him?
I know him.
Oh.
The last thing he'll do before he walks out the house is tuck his shirt in his pants. If you take a shower
I can't help
before,
it 'cause
if
I
you
like to
take
be
a
clean.
shower before you leave the house, why do you have to come back in and jump directly in the shower if you're not doing anything but sitting at your friend's house drinking beer or whatever?
Oh, that's a good question.
And
If you
then
just sit,
he'll
let me
leave-
ask him. Let me ask him. If you just sitting at your friend's house drinking beer,
Most of the
hold
time,
on, I haven't asked the question
Okay.
yet.
All right.
If you just sitting at your friend's house drinking beer, and you just took a shower before you left home, and you tuck your shirt in, and you were all neat like you are now, why you got to tuck your shirt in again when you come home and take a shower?
Because when I said we going, when I tell her I'm going to my friend's house, half of the time we'll be there, and half of the time they'd be like, well, let's go hang out somewhere and let's get a couple of drinks there.
And
So
you go
you
hang
still
out
have-
So
with
therefore, if you go to a club with 50 million people smoking and everybody's sweaty and everything,
I smoke.
and
I
everybody's
smoke.
sweaty and dancing
That's
and
not an
close to your
excuse.
body.
well, no, I ain't gonna say I dance with women like that.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
you do.
what kind of women you dance
But
with?
therefore, if I do say it, I can say I dance with them once in a while, but at least if I get around my girlfriends and go to these little teenager clubs that she go to, shaking her ass, excuse my language.
Shaking her what? Shaking her what?
Shaking her body the way she do,
Oh.
then therefore I wouldn't even have to talk because I don't go out swinging my body all over every young woman
Are
that
you
I
at the
see.
clubs with her?
No, you're
So
right.
how you know
I
how
can't
she's
tell.
shaking her body? You got X-ray
If
vision
you
or
know
something?
her the way I do, you know she's like that. If she does it in the house in front of me,
There's a way
with her
I dance
other
with you,
girlfriends
and
there,
there's a way I dance with
Okay.
men at the club.
Well,
but what are you
tell-
worried about? I come home to you
tell
every
me.
night.
And I do
come home.
too.
No, you don't.
Well, Mrs. Harris, now tell me, when you met him, what kind of clothing were you wearing? Social
Work
set or
clothes.
business
Work
set?
clothes. Business set.
And when you went out with him after you married, what kind of clothes did you wear?
Social setting.
The same kind you wear
The
now?
same kind that I wear now.
And
The
he didn't
same kind that turned him on 2 years ago that made him ask me to marry him 6 months after dating.
And he didn't complain about
He
your
didn't
skimpy
complain.
clothing and shaking
He
your
didn't
rump then,
complain.
did he?
So evidently there was something there that he liked, and I don't know if it's if he lost it or what, but
Well,
So
if-
what happened all of a sudden, Mr. Hargrove?
If it comes down to me losing it, yes, I lost it.
okay, so you
'Cause
lost it. That's why you were sitting in the
therefore,
house making
we-
calls to a sex hotline, right?
Calling a sex hotline?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
Oh,
I have,
wait a minute. Mr. Hargrove, tell me some more about this.
Number
Calling
one.
a sex... Hold on.
He has
Calling
been living
a sex hotline?
a sex
Not Mr.
hotline.
Prude?
Oh yeah, Mr. Prude, Mr. Goody Goody was
Mr.
calling.
Prude
He was
calling us-
calling a sex hotline where he was talking nasty with women on my
That's
phone.
not true. That's
at
not
my
true.
house, the phone was in my name.
That's not
and
true.
he would call during the day when I wasn't
not
there.
true.
Now
Oh,
tell
my
me, Mr.
goodness.
Hargrove, you call it a sex hotline?
When we got the bill.
No,
I told-
just answer the question. You call it a sex hotline?
No, ma'am, it wasn't a sex hotline.
What kind of line was it?
That's just what she felt understand. It was a chat line, and
It
I'm
was
pretty
not
sure everybody
it was
knows
not a chat
what a
line.
chat line is.
It was not a chat line
Okay.
because when I called the phone
All
company,
right.
the lady told me it's an adult entertainment
Okay.
number. Adult entertainment is a sex line.
Okay.
Well,
If
wait.
you
But why you didn't tell the operator when she told you that to call the number and see what it is?
calling for what? What's she gonna
Do you
call
have
it
the
for?
number?
I have the number.
Where?
Okay.
It's right here on the
Well, let
phone
me
bill.
have the number. Let me see.
I don't know what he's doing when he's talking to
Okay.
these women, but it is not a chat line.
Okay.
So now let me ask you. Is
Yes.
it a chat line where
Yes,
you
it
just
is, Your
chit-chatting
Honor. Yeah.
about the weather and
you
life?
have people from New York, you have people from Chicago.
Well, what you chatting
have
about?
Just stupid things.
Like what?
Just
What
conversation.
kind of conversation?
Hold on, Miss Harris. I got this.
It's like 50 people on the line all at one time, just
Chatting about what, Mr. Hargrove? Give me one subject.
Just basic thing. How was your day? You know, oh, I had this, you know,
Oh, God,
I had a
that
bad,
is so
I had a bad. Oh my God.
When divorce court returns, the judge goes to chambers to find out who Daryl was really calling.
You can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventure.
I think I've heard enough.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce Court is back in the case of Candy Harris and Daryl Hargrove. Candy accuses Daryl of calling a phone sex hotline, but he claims it was just innocent conversation on a telephone chat line.
Enjoy intimate one-on-one and group action, private line voicemail personal ads, and our tell-all bulletin boards. Using our advanced power chat system, you can always connect one-on-one for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventures. Operator, we don't accept reverse charge to collect or third-party calls. Please remember, we respect your privacy and don't pre-screen callers to this line, so never ever give out your name, address, or phone number in the conversation rooms, on the bulletin boards, in power chat, or anywhere else. Staying connected, you agree to assume all responsibility.
I think I've heard enough.
That's the way it just starts out. But if you go, the further you get into it, like I said, it's just people from all over. Just, hello, what's going on?
People from all over
Yeah,
on the line for playful or erotic, uncensored
Wow.
telephone adventure.
I've never went through that.
I don't think
so,
it can
I mean,
be
I don't know.
described any better than that.
Okay, well, I mean, I know what I go through. So.
We can go back into court. I dialed the number, Mr. Hargrove, and you sat there and listened to it. Intimate one-on-one conversation for playful or erotic, uncensored telephone adventure. Now, maybe you don't know what erotic means.
I know what it is.
You know what intimate means?
Yes, ma'am.
So you still say that it was not a conversation about
If
sexual activity of any
Okay.
kind.
It never aroused in me, so I can't see why they say erotic.
So why you call?
Because unfortunately, she drove me to court. I can't talk to her.
Oh, stop
so
blaming everybody else for what you do.
I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming anybody. If
You're blaming me.
If I have somebody
he was
that I can talk
inconsiderate.
to.
He sat there during the day while I was at work, putting calls on my phone. He denied it to me.
Well, he only put, according to this bill, you want this bill paid?
I want all of them paid.
It was
because
only that bill.
There are still bills up
So,
there from
you
when
know
you
what?
called New
You know
York.
what?
There are calls up there
I know
from
how
when
to
you
just
called
clear
New
this
York
up.
and you didn't pay for them.
I know how to
Well,
just clear.
excuse me, I have one bill in front of me.
Thank you. And
And
that was the only
And
one
that's,
that you.
that's the only one.
one.
That's the only one that I could get today.
Well, it says the total due is $560.
Yes, ma'am.
Dated March 7th.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is this the bill you want paid?
Yes, ma'am.
But
because
if
it's
you
in
look
my
on-
name. It's in my name, and I want him to accept responsibility and pay for his calls.
Since you're gonna bring up money issues, okay, dear. So therefore, I think I'll just throw my little bit in there since
Well,
we're
throw
talking
all
about
you
money
want.
issues.
Throw it.
Okay. That phone bill right there for that $561, I'm pretty sure I just about doubled that.
Oh!
And the whole time that she was out of work.
What do you mean doubled it?
Yes.
What do you mean
Given-
by doubled it?
She went away for 2 weeks, okay, because she said, we was having problems, so she went away for 2 weeks. The only way I could get her back, she wanted me to rob her. I gave her like $300-400 just for her to come back home.
Wait a second. You paid for her to come back to you?
Yes.
The
Yes,
woman
just-
that you can't talk to?
Exactly.
Just
He
to have
paid
her in the
for me to
house.
come back.
Okay,
Oh,
but the thing about it,
Hold on, Mr. Hargrove. Don't talk over me.
I'm not.
You paid for her just to
Yes.
come back, just so you
Yes.
could have her in the house?
Yes.
So she could nag you?
So therefore that,
Just so she could nag you?
yes.
You said, I guess, on your wedding day.
Like
Hold
I
on,
said,
let
you-
me just finish my question.
Uh-huh.
And you weren't sure that you wanted her on I guess, but yet you pay for her to come back to
Yeah.
you after she leaves?
Yeah.
So you wanted her.
She didn't leave. Because if she would have left, a common person, if you leave from somewhere, you're going to take everything with you, like I did when I moved out. I
So
took
you took
everything.
It's my
everything.
house. Why should I leave my house
So
and let you
therefore,
stay there?
if you're not working, not paying no bills, how
It
can-
don't matter. It don't
But
matter.
this is the
All
most
right.
exciting marriage
All right.
I've heard about for
Yes,
7
This
ma'am.
months.
ain't no marriage. This is a lust thing.
And honestly, Your Honor,
You
only
guys-
reason I look at it like this: the only reason I did marry her because she tried to throw something up in my face a long time ago, talking about
He was afraid
I
of
wasn't-
commitment.
I was afraid of commitment.
He
I
was
was going
afraid
to
of
leave.
commitment.
So you married her
So
to
you
prove-
should have left.
Yes.
Wait a minute, Miss Harris.
Yes,
Oh, my
I
gosh.
married her just to prove to her that I wasn't scared of commitment.
You
married
didn't have
yes.
to do that.
Yes,
You married
I
her
did.
to prove that you
Yes.
weren't afraid of commitment.
Yes.
Well, guess what, Mr.
Yes.
Hargrove?
Yes.
I hate to tell you, you failed the test.
That's okay.
Because 7 months is not a lot of commitment.
That's okay.
Okay, if you pay this bill, I think she said you can get rid of her.
Well, I told her I was going to pay the bill a long time ago.
Oh my
Every time I
gosh.
get ready to turn around and pay the bill, she always want money for something.
If
So
I'm
unfortunately,
nagging him, no. He specifically
Well, stop,
told
Mrs.
me.
Harris. He just said, I'll pay the bill.
I look at it like this.
So give me the money today. I'll be happy. Give me the money.
If anything is
Give
going to
me
be
the money.
paid or whatever, I'm not
Give
paying
me
the
the
whole
money.
bill.
Mr.
Because
Hargrove.
therefore,
And I'm not
she
asking you to
nagged
pay
me
the whole
she
bill. I
nagged
just
me.
want you to pay for your car.
Okay, we got to get some order now. It's getting a little outrageous.
She nagged me to make
We
the
got
call.
to get
so
some order.
therefore,
You're getting outrageous. Close your mouth. Because I don't want you to talk too much, because I think you've said more than you really meant to say.
Oh, I didn't.
Mr. Hargrove, what did I say? You said, I'll pay the bill. But you didn't mean that, did you?
Nope.
All right,
See?
now you better
Just
stop
like
talking
when
so
I married
fast.
her, I didn't mean that either. So I say a lot of
Well,
things
now,
I don't mean.
then let me just tell you something.
I say a lot of things
Ms.
I don't mean.
Hargrove, in this court, I advise you to say what you mean and to mean what you
I am-
say. Because if it comes out your mouth, I'm going to take it that you mean it. And I may act upon it. I'm not your wife. All right? So you said I'll pay the whole bill. I'm going to give you one chance. Did you mean it?
No, I didn't.
All right. Now, what do you think you should do about this bill? Tell me what your position is.
I already told her I will pay half of the bill, like I've been trying to tell her for the longest.
Did you tell her that?
Yes,
That's
I told.
today he told
yes,
me this.
I told
He
her.
just recently
I told
admitted
her-
to the cause
I
like
told her
last week.
As far as I can remember.
Well, I tell you what. Since we have him committed today, we better take it and run.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict and an update on the case of Harold Gideon versus Listia Gideon.
Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, oh, I'm pregnant.
Divorce Court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce Court is back and the verdict is in the case of Candy Harris, who wants Daryl to pay for calls she says he made to a phone sex hotline.
Here's the order of the court. In looking at this bill, $201 of the phone calls made on this particular bill are to the 328 number that I've identified as a line for your pleasure only, not for the benefit of Ms. Harris, your wife. You benefited only by that. So that the portion you will pay yourself. The difference is $359, and you will split that equally. So, Mrs. Harris, you're to pay $179 total. Mr. Hargrove, you're to pay the difference. That's the order of the court.
All
Court's
rise.
adjourned.
When Divorce Court returns, an update on the case of Harold Gideon versus Listia Gideon.
Well, how did you incur these medical bills for what problems?
Chlamydia, she cheated on me, and I'm not paying for them.
Stop telling me who is going to pay.
Closed captioning for Divorce Court provided by. If you would like to have the judge hear your case in Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in Divorce Court. Harold Gideon said one of the biggest problems in his marriage to Listia was that she was a hypochondriac who ran to the doctor to hide from her real problems.
Did you know she was pregnant?
She's pregnant about every other month, Your Honor.
That's not true.
If she's 2 minutes late on her monthly cycle, she's, oh, I'm pregnant.
You can tell me about her having sex with somebody else unprotected?
4 other people.
Sit down.
Listia brought Harold to court to get him to pay at least half of the $1,000 in medical bills she'd incurred while trying to get pregnant with Harold's baby.
Well, how did you incur these medical bills for what problems?
Chlamydia, she's full of it. She cheated on me, and I'm not paying for them.
Stop telling me who is going to pay.
The judge agreed that the couple was equally responsible for medical bills and utility bills that were incurred during the marriage. Although the judge recommended that Harold and Listia attend mediation following their court appearance, they both refused.
The judge showed that justice does rule in the hands of any person. He was full of it. I think it's best that we've brought it to court, gotten it settled. Now I can live my life, he can live his life.
I think it was just a bum steal from the beginning. And honestly, I'm just I'm mad at myself for just getting in a relationship with her from the beginning.